Hey guys, I just got done watching a Dank Pods video called The Headphones I Actually Use. And we're going to look at the first one that he mentions in this list. I could go through all of them if I wanted to. But, Dank Pods is an entertainer. He's an enthusiast. And, he's a great salesman. Maybe that's what I need to do to get these kind of views. I need to quit being such a negative Nancy. But we're going to look at this.
I actually use these, you know. Well, at this point, mate, it's no secret. I have a lot of sets of headphones, and everyone's probably like, well, you surely don't listen to all of them. It's like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, no, never trust anybody with this many headphones. This guy is a shill, horrible person, gets a lot of views because he's very positive and peddles everything. And, what's there not to like? I don't know, bad sound quality.
I got a lot of music mates from working professionally as a musician for most of my life, and we're pretty passionate about music, so something that's fun to do is to have people over, we listen to music, and try all the different headphones. But that's when I'm just having fun. Which ones do I use all the time?
Yeah, it must be nice to be that rich where you just have all this trash that, you don't look at it and be like, wow, I wasted my money, I could have used that to, eat. Well, instead, you just hang out with friends and listen to bad audio.
Before we could talk about these, we have to talk about these. AKG's dead. It was like in the 90s, they were bought by Harman, and then not that long ago, they were bought by Samsung, and then the whole thing basically got shut down. But yeah, all the headphones that you see they've got for sale, they've been selling them for donkey's years, and a lot of them have been developed during 2015 or earlier when AKG was still AKG. They're just reselling the same old recipe. And these are their flagships, the end of the road. And mine are actual Austrian ones. I hunted these down, mate. Because you can still buy these. These are the most expensive AKGs you can get just about. Oh.
I wonder if I even added those to my database. I probably didn't. Nope. Well, actually, I see. Nope. I'll have to add those. I know what those are. I've seen them before. But, yeah.
Oh my goodness, these ear cups, look at them, your ear gets cupped inside of it. It's got this extra lip at the back. So comfy. I can never remove that. That's impossible. Maybe mine's just gummed up. So for quite a few years, these have been my editing and just everything headphones while here at the studio. But with that segue, I can come back to these because these are Austrian Audio Hi-X65s.
Now, I just wanted to say, Austrian Audio, apparently, it's some of the same people that worked for AKG, apparently. And also, I think Lewitt are also some of the same people that worked from AKG. So, yeah, it seems like a lot of people that worked from AKG, they kind of disbanded into all these different companies. And that's nice if you're an enthusiast and you're like, oh, that's a cool fact. I love audio. I love, but I've looked at Austrian Audio microphones and headphones. They're no good. Lewitt's bright and colored, and their microphones are for vocal singing mostly. But yeah.
Said that AKG for the most part's been all wrapped up and dissolved and whatnot. Well, the AKG engineers banded together, saved the building, and have kept going. Because headphones is just one thing AKG's known for. Microphones, We Are the World, you see these big tube mics, mate, AKG C12s. AKG are a huge part of recording and music history. So these engineers,
it's true. I think AKG used to be good a long time ago, but they've been churning out nothing but garbage these days.
Are keeping the tradition alive. My drum stuff, mate, all those cymbals that you hear are recorded on OC818s, and they're just, it's like AKG's back, baby. All my studio engineer friends who get to play with them are just he's so good.
They're really not that good. I believe they have a big peak around 6K or 8K, probably 6K. I don't even have them on my database. Maybe one day I will. But anyway, let's just look at he's doing all this nostalgia enthusiast shit. Yeah, you can record anything with a microphone, and if you have low enough standards, just about any microphone's going to get the job done. But tonality wise, there's the C818's not that good.
And these are their former flagships. I say former because, they have an even more expensive model nowadays. But I've had these for years now, this very pair. Look how deep the ear cups are. It's so excellent.
I'm going to add the Composer to my database.
and the foam is just, the adjustments, it's like metal, removable cable, good, very much like an MX50 Audio-Technica, and these are durable as heck. Like, you can just go for it. I chuck them in my bag. Oh, my Puxo. Oh.
Notice how he hasn't said anything about the sound of these things yet. But I mean, he taught me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. He taught me about a couple of products that I'm going to add to my database. A headphone and 2 headphones, actually.
And my penny. I stuff them in my work bag. I chuck them around to people who need to borrow them. Oh, my Puxo. And I love that they're made in Austria. Look at that. Serial number only 2002. Wow. I mean, see, look, I got these in 2021. Proof! I've had these for ages. They're open backs too. But I do get doughy about made in Austria because in order to make something overseas for cheaper, you have to fire your home employees. Support this kind of stuff. But we need to have a listen. We got the freakish ears on a stand. And we've got the Herder 600s by Omei Senten.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and look at the Hi-X65 that he was peddling. This is how it measures. This is how it measures. It measures really, really bad. Okay. So we can see the mid-range is morbidly colored in comparison to the target in the dotted line. It's supposed to follow the dotted line to sound good. Okay, so we can see it's bloated. It's got this horrid, 1.8K cut. It's shouty around 5-6K. The treble drops down more than it should. There's no emphasis to the deep bass, so it has very lifeless bass with like this weird low mid bloat. The upper mids are, screwed up because of this huge 1.8K dip. Very shouty, a lot of energy around 5-6K, and then the treble is not as bright and open and clear as it should be. Again, just for reference, we could look at the DT990s with worn ear pads. So again, a lot of people, so you get the DT990s and they sound like that. You could argue, okay, the biodynamic DT990s, seem to have a lot of problems. Like, they lack energy in the low mids, they lack deep bass. Look at these horrible treble shards. That's no better, even though this upper mids is really good right here. So, I mean, there's some problems here. But if you switch it to worn ear pads, we can see worn ear pads. Oh my god, that's the bee's knees, dudes. So if you get biodynamic DT990 and use them for a couple of months, that treble is going to smooth out and just sound amazing. Those upper mids are going to be perfectly tuned, the low mids perfectly tuned, besides lacking some sub bass because it's an open back dynamic driver headphone. I mean, it's got super transparent low mids, upper mids, and some bright shimmer treble sparkle in the air frequencies. So it kind of sounds musical, sparkly, expensive, shimmery. So you get extremely transparent, no shout in the upper mids treble, perfectly tuned mid-range, good bass impact dynamics that we can see the Austrian audio lacks. So the Austrian audio, again, it's got this bloat here, this cut here, this shout here, this treble, lower energy than it should be, lifeless analytical bass. It's a mess, and we can just kind of use that as a reference compared to, now let's look at, let's go back to the Austrian audio. We can look at the Hi-X60. We can see it's very wonky throughout the response. A lot of 6K peakage. That would be fatiguing as shit. That 2K dip, that 2.5, 2.6K peak. Just a lot of tonality problems throughout the response. We look at the X55. That's terrible. It's just, wow. How badly tuned can you want? Like, why is the sub bass scooped out? Like, look at this thing. This is a joke. This thing is a joke. Look at this. The sub bass is scooped out. This huge lump right here. Wonky, wavy, bumpy, huge cuts, a lot of shout here. Like, what the hell, you know? And that's terrible too, the X15. So the whole line of this shit is terrible. This gimmicky, you know, he's it's just ridiculous.
That going up against the champ, like, I mean, these are durable, these are held up good, but these are built something else. And these are like 300 ohm. You need like a half decent amp to really.
Okay, he's comparing to the HD600, so let's go ahead and do that. HD600s. So that's how the HD600 sound in red that he's comparing it to. I'm sure he glamorizes that thing like it's the best thing ever. We can see the HD600s have a ton of upper mid shout here at like 3.8K, 5.5K. These two lumps shout peaks here. I'm going to change the color. So we can see this grainy treble shards. You know, it's the HD600s in red. They lack deep bass emphasis and extension for proper dynamics. You know, this whole void right here. You know, they're known for their mid-range. Oh, they have amazing mids. You know, this region here. You know, the bass is not emphasized. The treble is not emphasized. So this is the Sennheiser Veil. And these little shard spikes are called grain. You know, you kind of hear it, this grit. So it's dark. You can't really hear much treble detail. It's veiled, but it has these grainy spikes coming out of it. It's very shouty around, you know, this region here, the upper mids, you know, and then lifeless bass. So that's the reason why everybody said, oh, the mids are so good. But they came out with the HD650 as a better version, and we can look that up and let's change the color. I guess gold. Okay, gold. We'll use gold. So the HD650s cost more. They're known as being an upgrade. They're a little bit less fatiguing in the upper mids. Those two peaks are a little bit reduced. That grain is dampened and removed. So the HD650s, they sound a little bit darker, a little bit less bright, but they're less shouty in the upper mids. They're less grainy, but in return they sound darker, and they have a little bit better deep bass extension. So again, we can bring back the DT990s with worn ear pads, and we can see the DT990s with worn ear pads. You get a much brighter, open, clearer treble with the DT990s with worn ear pads. You get better deep bass, emphasis and extension with the DT990s worn ear pads. You know, you get some musical, magical sparkle in the highs, the air frequencies for some shimmer. It sounds expensive. So you get a much more musical, dynamic, V-shaped sound with the DT990s. And you get those same amazing mids, if not better, because they don't have this lump right here around 3-4K. They don't have this 5K energy because, you know, they have treble energy. So the Sennheiser is known for having a lot of shout around 5K and, you know, 3-4-5K. And DT990s don't have the shout because they got more treble energy to overtake any of that possibility. And they got better bass. They got the same amazing mids. So DT990s should be known for their amazing mids, but they should also be known for their amazing bass and treble extension and dynamics and energy. Basically, the Sennheisers are like if you took away, like if you had a speaker and you got rid of the tweeter, so there's no treble clarity, and then the woofer is smaller, so there's less bass extension and emphasis. So the DT990s are like a speaker with bigger woofers and a tweeter, and the Sennheisers are like basically a speaker with just a smaller woofer. No treble, no bass, just mids. You know, terrible, shouty, warm, lifeless, terrible. So that's what he's glamorizing with this shit.
really get the most out of these. I think these are like 16 or something. Under 30? This will run out of anything. No worries. But the big comparison has a go against my beloved K812s.
So I'll add the K812s and, some of that other crap he mentioned. But I just wanted to make this video because I was just scoffing that, this is the kind of shit that people watch, and it's terrible. He's talking about everything except what he should be talking, which is the tuning, the tonality, the specs, the measurements. I'll see you guys later.